Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Fallout 76, and more specifically, I want to talk about how to find nuclear launch code pieces or silo code pieces inside Fallout 76. Now, before I move any further into the video, I have to say a few things. One, just because you find one silo code piece or nuclear launch code piece doesn't mean you have the ability to launch a nuke. You need to find a few of these silo code pieces before you have the ability to actually launch a nuke. Now keep in mind, I don't know how many that number is. In my gameplay, I find one, in the gameplay in the background, I find one numbered G8, so I'm assuming maybe there might be 10 or so pieces that you need to find to actually launch the nuke. But then I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know the exact number of nuclear pieces that you need to launch the nuke inside Fallout 76. Another thing I need to say is this is not a guide on where to find these nuclear launch code pieces or the silo code pieces, whichever one you want to call it. The reason why this is not a guide on where to find them is because they spawn on a certain enemy, and that certain enemy, which is known as either a feral ghoul officer or a scorched officer, and it'll essentially be a ghoul or scorched officer in a military outfit with a giant backpack on, and it'll have this big radio antenna sticking out of it. It'll have a big flashing light on it, and it will make a very loud clicking sound, and I'll actually play that clicking sound for you, and go ahead and take a look at the enemy just to get kind of a rough idea of what the enemy will look like. So here you go. So like I said, it spawns on those kind of enemies, and from what I could tell from everything that I have seen, that is the only place that it spawns. I've seen so much misinformation out there, people saying that it spawns at random, on random enemies in random containers and stuff like that, which just isn't true in any way, shape, or form. The only confirmed place that you could get these nuclear code pieces or the silo code pieces is on these scorched officers, which have that big backpack on them, and they spawn at complete random, so this isn't a guide on where to find them. Now guys, keep in mind, this is not a guide on what to do with the nuclear code pieces once you find them. The reason why it's not is because it contains heavy endgame spoilers, and I'm not going to put a video that contains heavy spoilers out before the game even comes out. So I'm not going to talk about what to do once you find the nuke code. I'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone whatsoever. So with that said, I think I've made all the clarifications I can. So let's go ahead and talk about how you could find these nuclear code pieces or these silo code pieces inside Fallout 76. So how you find these code pieces is what you need to do is you need to stumble across one of those ghoul officers that I talked about in your travels throughout the wasteland. They can easily be identified by the military outfit that they wear, with the big communication pack they have on their back, with that big long radio antenna and that red flashing light. Now, the one that you are seeing in the background over and over and over again is from my gameplay, but here is another YouTuber who went to the Greenbrier event in West Virginia, and here's what his looked like. So yeah, just a few screenshots there just to show you the enemies do look like this, and the codes do spawn on the enemies that look like this. Now keep in mind, when you find the enemy, they could, I found mine already dead. However, I have seen gameplay footage of them alive already, so you will either find this enemy dead or alive. Either way, whether the enemy's dead or alive, look for the, scorched officer or the ghoul officer in that military outfit with that military backpack on, big radio antenna, red flashing light. Always keep your eyes and ears open for it. You will hear the clicking of that beacon that sounds every time the red light goes off. Like I said, I should have played it for you guys a couple of seconds ago, and you will hear that from a very good distance away. So if you are anywhere near the enemy, you'll hear that, and you'll probably see the flashing light before you see the enemy itself. But once you locate the enemy, all you have to do is simply kill it and take the code off of its body. Now, like I said, the enemies spawn at complete random, from what I can tell. I have seen no video, no evidence that these creatures or these officers that have the nuclear code pieces on them. I have seen no videos or no evidence that shows them spawning in one spot over and over, and that's kind of their set spawn location. From what I can tell, from what I have heard, from what I have read, the spawn location of these officers that have the nuclear code pieces on them are complete random. And since now I will go ahead and put a screenshot where I found my nuclear code piece. It was at a place called the Phillip Battlefield Cemetery. So here's a little screenshot of where I found mine. It was inside the parking lot near the museum. So if you guys want to go ahead and go there and look for the nuclear code piece on your own, you feel more than free to do so. But keep in mind, like I said, I'm pretty sure the spawns are 100% random. Everything that I have read says the spawn of this enemy is 100% random. So don't go there with your hopes too high, because odds are the enemy's not going to be there. Like I said, the spawn, from what I've read, to my knowledge, from the knowledge that I've watched in other videos, is that the spawn is 100% random of these enemies. So your best bet on how to find one of these nuclear codes inside Fallout 76 is just to play the game normally. Just enjoy your ventures throughout the wasteland. Walk around, have a good time, have fun. I hear that these enemies spawn more in high level areas. However, I can't confirm that because I haven't done that myself. It's only something I heard, and that may or may not be true. But like I was saying, and I kind of forgot what I was saying, how you find these nuclear codes on the enemies is, long story short, you guys are just going to want to like play the game normally, and you will eventually come across one of these creatures throughout your travels, or one of these officers with the nuclear codes. You'll most likely stumble into one upon, when you're out exploring and just playing the game normally. Now, keep in mind that I have heard that you can also get these from really high level quests. However, I have seen nobody get it like that, so that may or may not be true as well. But how you're going to want to get these codes, and I'm sorry for repeating myself, I'm getting a little lost because no script or anything like that. But how you're going to want to get these codes is just to play the game normally. Or, in my opinion, your best way to get the code is just to play the game normally, enjoy your adventures throughout Fallout 76, explore locations, just play the game like you normally would, and hopefully you stumble across one of these creatures. Remember to always keep your eyes and ears open for that ghoul with the ghoul or the scorched officer with that big backpack on, with that antenna, with that red flashing light, and listen for the clicking. As soon as you see or hear the enemy, go towards it, and as soon as you are in killing range, kill the enemy, take the nuclear code off its body, and you now have a nuclear code piece. Now, once you grab a nuclear code piece, you will get a little map updated such and such silo, or silo location alpha, or silo location something. That's what I got in mine, and I'll go ahead and post like a little snippet of it here for you guys, a little screenshot. So that's what popped up as soon as I picked up my code. So what you guys are going to want to do is head to that silo and just find out what happens next. Now, I hear you need to do a certain step in order to activate this, but like I said, it contains heavy in-game spoilers, not to find the code, but I hear you need to do certain things to gain access to the silo. So just keep that in mind when you go there, that although the location might be revealed for you, you might not be able to do too much there. Because you need to complete a certain step, from what I have heard, in order to gain access to this silo. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you have to do because it will 100% spoil the game for you completely in every way, shape, and form. And I'm not going to do that because the game's not even out yet, and I would hate to spoil it for anybody. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys did find this video useful, or some useful information in it. Your best bet, in my honest opinion, is just to play Fallout 76 normally and hope that you come across one of these scorched officers or one of the ghoul officers with the code on them throughout your travels throughout the wasteland. Remember, keep your eyes and ears open for that red flashing light, and look for the enemy in that military get up with that backpack on. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Love you all. Hope to see you guys right back here in the next one. If you are a new viewer, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Everybody, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it would really, really help the channel grow. I make all kinds of Fallout 76 videos, Fallout 76 talk videos, Fallout 76 news videos, Fallout 76 weapon armor guides, power armor location guides, fusion core location guides, resource location guides. Any guide that you could think of for Fallout 76 will be available on my channel at some point in time. So if you guys could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, love you all. Hope to see you guys right back here in the next one. But until then, remember, stay freaky, and bye-bye, everybody.